I played this $5 baseball game on Steam to see if it's better than MLB The Show 25. This game features over 200 MLB legends like David Ortiz, Willie Mays, Randy Johnson, and many more, and it goes by the name of Super Mega Baseball 4. What's going on YouTube? Wild Lion Games here, and we are going to do a head-to-head honest review of Super Mega Baseball 4 and MLB The Show 25. Super Mega Baseball 4, if you don't know, is a fictional baseball game with creative player names like Hammer Long Ballo. There's fun ballparks, a really strong customization suite, fast gameplay, competitive online play, and a unique twist on franchise mode, and right now, it's on sale for $5. But don't rush to buy it yet, it's not all perfect. The game lacks several features that fans have been asking for since Super Mega Baseball 2. There's no home run derby, there's no career mode, there's no traditional franchise mode, no replay, and you can't share rosters or created teams. This sounds like a lot of missing features, and it is, especially for the fourth installment of a game that also received the assistance of EA Sports on their fourth installment, but right now it is 90% off on Steam, making it a $5 steal, possibly? May not seem like a lot of money, but there's another currency we all value very highly, and it's called time. So, despite being $5, do you want to spend your valuable time on Super Mega Baseball 4, or stick with a more well-known title like MLB The Show 25? Let's dive a bit deeper. Alright, so let's talk graphics first, and this is actually going to be closer than you think. It might be easy to overlook Super Mega Baseball for its cartoonish look compared to MLB The Show 25's more lifelike player models and accurate MLB stadiums, but when you look closer, you see that Super Mega Baseball is actually pretty high quality. Dirt kicks up when the players slide in the base, the dirt moves around when the ball lands on it, all the fans are 3D models and they move around in the stands, the stadiums have incredible detail in them from the seats into the backdrops. But where MLB The Show takes the lead in this category, however, is dynamic lighting. As the game moves on, the shadows accurately move across the ballpark, whereas Super Mega Baseball 4 just has a simple day and night game setup. And MLB The Show also does a great job with their stadium environments and the jersey fabrics, but they also have clayish, like rubber-looking skins on the player models. I believe both games pull off their respective looks incredibly well, despite my complaints about the MLB The Show player models looking rubbery and made of clay, but I think I'll give the slight edge to MLB The Show for that dynamic lighting feature. So let's talk sound. The sound design for both games is vastly different, with a lot of pros and cons for both, and it's going to be, again, much tighter race than you think. Super Mega Baseball 4 is a mixed bag of good and bad, and unfortunately, the bad overwhelms the good. MLB The Show 25 is fine for the most part and replicates the broadcast pretty well. But where Super Mega Baseball 4 shines over MLB The Show 25 is the crowd noise. The crowd chatter is high quality, and oftentimes the PA announcer makes pretty funny comments. Versus the crowd noise in MLB The Show 25 just kind of sounds like white noise.
Merrill under it.
On the other hand, the big playoff game moments in MLB The Show 25 really shine and show off the crowd noise and bring up the energy in the stadium, whereas Super Mega Baseball doesn't really differ that much from just a regular season game.
Ivan runs, you've got to expand the zone, and no one can get there. Here's the throw to the plate. It's off the mark and he scores. Back even, it's 3-3.
And this is about the end where Super Mega Baseball shines. The ball making contact with the bat often sounds hollow or plastic. Sometimes you do get these cool rocket effects on deep balls that really sell the amount of power behind a swing, and it kind of ties into the arcade themes of the game.
Gregory, special!
But then you have this female umpire who sounds like a chipmunk too, and overall there's just more distracting noises to the game than sounds that are actually pleasing to the ear. And MLB The Show isn't all peaches and cream. The broadcast crew will say the same lines over and over and over again until it becomes nauseating. And there have been times I've just turned off the broadcast crew because I don't want to listen to them because it sours the experience.
Back, the Smokies at the dish here in the bottom of the fourth. Oh, now this one gets away at the plate. Nice job behind the dish. Geese with the tying run at the dish. Coming to the dish for Knoxville.
And so this is where I would actually give the sound design to Super Mega Baseball. The chipmunk umpire is a little too much, but you don't get that umpire every game. It only comes every few games, whereas the commentary crew in MLB The Show is every single game. Super Mega Baseball proves you can create a lively atmosphere without commentary by focusing on high-level crowd noise, a good PA announcer, and player chatter. And so I think for that, I'll give it to Super Mega Baseball 4, and we're all tied up at 1. Gameplay. I will say, from a gameplay perspective, Super Mega Baseball 4 is far more fun than MLB The Show. I do miss having the real-life MLB teams and minor leagues and all the players, but the fictional teams are still fun to play with, and they all have unique strengths and weaknesses. The Nemesis, for example, have strong defenders, and the lineup is full of power hitters. However, the bullpen is just terrible, and they're really slow. And you'll find all sorts of unique combinations in this game that make each team feel unique. Plus, you'll end up finding a team style that caters towards your strengths and also help boost your weaknesses. And since we're comparing Super Mega Baseball 4 to MLB The Show, like I said, Super Mega Baseball is just more fun. Like, yes, I know MLB The Show looks the part, it has the license, the player movement is fluid, it's realistic, but I also find the gameplay to be very stale and slow and repetitive. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is that I don't enjoy about MLB The Show. In fact, I feel like I'm supposed to like it and I'm supposed to rave about the gameplay and all the new fielding features and ambush hitting, but honestly, it's just pretty forgettable. It's been over a year since I've launched Super Mega Baseball 4, and as I take a fresh look at the game, I still stand by what I said, that the gameplay is incredibly fun and responsive, and Metalhead has continuously built upon and improved their foundation from the first game without losing its core identity along the way. Outside of Super Mega Baseball 3, each iteration has actually been a good improvement to player movement, batting, pitching, fielding, and just overall fun factor, which is something that MLB The Show 25 lacks. Again, I know it looks realistic and the players move very fluidly, but it's a boring game to play. I just don't know how else to put it. So gameplay easily goes to Super Mega Baseball. So let's talk franchise modes. MLB The Show 25 has a very standard and honestly basic approach to franchise mode. You have a roster and you can manage your lineup and your bullpen, call guys up from the minors, send guys down to the minors. You can scout prospects, you can trade players, and you can make trades with other teams. Scouting and training are the most enjoyable part of roster management, and my favorite feature is how easy it is to look at your roster 2, 3, and 4 years down the road based on the status of current contracts. It's a quick and simple way to understand where you're sitting in 2026 or 2027 and any holes you might need to plug, and staying on top of your roster and planning ahead is super easy. Super Mega Baseball 4 takes a more unconventional approach to franchise mode, but it fits within the arcade narrative of the game. When you start franchise mode in Super Mega Baseball, you have a set budget for each season, and that budget is split into player contracts and player training. So the more money you spend on player contracts, the less money you have left over to train players throughout the season. But the less money you spend on contracts leaves you more money to train players throughout the season. And some of the training methods are hilarious, like horse hormones to improve speed for a specific player, but it can also cause them to lose a trait. Or sending your guy to the barbershop to get a haircut, nice little shave, he's feeling good about himself, and he sees a stat boost. Franchise mode saw huge improvements over Super Mega Baseball 3, which wasn't even a real franchise mode, as you couldn't re-sign players and it didn't keep track of career stats, but I digress. Super Mega Baseball 4 not only added player signings, but they also added a loyalty system. So every so often you're going to get these manager moments where you have to make a decision that affects a player's loyalty. And their loyalty rating at the end of the year will determine how likely they are to sign the contract that you offer. There's no trades and there's no player draft, which I don't view as a negative because this was never meant to be a simulation style game. But on the bright side, you can play 50 seasons in franchise mode, which is more than the 30-year cap in MLB The Show 25. The decision to score this category is tough because both games are doing two very different things. MLB The Show 25 is closer to real-life accuracy, they've made improvements to trade logic and expanding the free agency period, but there's something inherently fun about the way Super Mega Baseball 4 handles roster building and the addition of player traits and team chemistry. It feels like you can just really hone in on a certain style of play and focus your team's chemistry around various traits. This makes roster building feel more customizable. My decision is going to be Super Mega Baseball for franchise mode. Ultimately, the hardcore baseball fans are probably going to want MLB The Show 25 due to being able to scout prospects and draft them, and then, again, you have real MLB teams and players, and there is a certain level of joy about scouting a player and finding that hidden gem and getting him to sign to your roster. But like many other features in the game, it just feels stale. MLB The Show needs to do something different, and maybe that's bringing in player personalities or locker room chemistry. Maybe it's adding a financial management system to the game. Maybe it's adding the ability to allocate your budget towards training or signing players. While in Super Mega Baseball 4, you have these decisions to make that are give and take, nothing really seems like a decision to be made in MLB The Show 25, but rather just a task to do. The next category is other game modes, and I think this is actually the easiest win for MLB The Show 25, as Super Mega Baseball doesn't have many game modes to offer. The next game mode they have is Online Pennant Race. It's a competitive mode where you play 5-inning games with the standard rosters, i.e. no custom players, and each roster has a few former MLB players on it too, and the league resets every 7 days, and your performance in the league determines if you move up or down in rank, and it determines the ego that you play on. Because I love you guys, I spent 5 games getting my ass beat online, striking out a lot, giving up multiple home runs, and rage hitting batters to make myself feel better. I'm not built for online mode just yet, so I think for now we'll go back to single player and just let my 0-5 record sit there and think for a minute. I'm basically the Colorado Rockies of pennant race. But if you are looking to scratch that competitive itch, this is the way to do it. Pennant race is a dope idea, and it's one of the strong suits for the series. And the other mode they have is online leagues, which is like the franchise season mode where you can now play with a friend, and you can even start with a shuffle draft, which sends everybody into free agency, and then each round you're presented with a random shuffle of 6 players to choose from to fill your roster. But that's all they really have. MLB The Show 25 has the Road to the Show career mode, it has Diamond Dynasty, it has Home Run Derby, and it even has storylines, the last one being educational playable series on the Negro Leagues. Competitive online leagues don't really exist unless you play in Diamond Dynasty, but that pennant race style mode of Super Mega Baseball is really unique to that game. There is online ranked in MLB The Show 25, but if you're looking for something that feels more like playing a mini season rather than like just a string of ranked exhibition matches, you're just not going to find that in MLB The Show. Super Mega Baseball has really nailed down the few modes that they do have very well, but the sheer volume of ways to play MLB The Show, from franchise to career to Diamond Dynasty, and even all the little mini modes within Diamond Dynasty, plus the storylines and online play, I just have to go with MLB The Show. I'm a big career mode guy, and I enjoy mini games from time to time. And the fact that we've gone 4 iterations of Super Mega Baseball without Home Run Derby being added in makes me a little salty. Alright, so the final verdict of our first ever head-to-head honest review. I won't rate these games like I typically do in an honest review because it's like a head-to-head, but instead, we're just going to pick which one comes out on top. And as the judge, I'm going to have to give the victory to Super Mega Baseball 4. Especially with the current $5 price tag. Now, this decision becomes a little bit tougher once it rises back up to its $50 price tag, but in my opinion, it's still worth every dollar. Because the way I view it, if you're a Road to the Show player, you can grab MLB The Show 17 to 24 and have a lot of fun. You don't need 25. Yes, they added high school and college careers, but Those are only a few games, and if you go watch my review on the game, it's essentially just the scouting combine reskinned with college and high school logos. It's not worth it, and in my opinion, it's half-assed. Super Mega Baseball 4 is at least going to give you a ton of customization. It's going to give you competitive online. It's also going to give you online co-op and online leagues. And most importantly, the game just feels right. Sometimes you pick up a game and you start playing and it just feels good playing it. That's Super Mega Baseball. And it's $5 on Steam. An absolute buy. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this head-to-head review of the games. They're very different from each other, and I assume this is probably going to be catered towards people that haven't really checked out this series, but for $5, I think you have to check this out. And if you are still on Super Mega Baseball 2 or even 3, this is a huge improvement from 3. I mean, they have just improved every single game, although I think 2 is better than 3, but, you know, this is a whole nother conversation. So that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it, comment what you think. If you're going to get the game, let me know. If you have any other questions, just hit me up in the comments. Until next time, peace.